Hey, what's going on? I'm Amato from Y Eagles Y, and today we're going to talk about who I think the Philadelphia Eagles should choose for their 3 first-round picks this year in the 2022 NFL Draft. Obviously, by the time the draft rolls around, they may have only 1 or 2 picks, or maybe even none, because we all know how Howie loves to give away those picks. If you watched our podcast this season, you know I've been very critical of Jalen Hurts. With that being said, we have a lot of big holes on this team, and I think they need to use all 3 picks to fix some of those problems. I would love to have Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers, but giving away all 3 picks to do this is just dumb. Unless they want to spend truckloads of cash on free agents as well, which isn't going to happen. So currently, we hold the 15th, 16th, and 19th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. And after doing a whole lot of research on who may be available when the birds are on the clock, I put together my ideal exclusive first-round mock draft for the Eagles. So let's get started. Alright, it's no secret that the Eagles are lacking big time when it comes to the linebacker position. It's blatantly obvious that the group they currently have on the roster is just not good enough. Against the run or the pass, it didn't matter. They got lit up throughout the entire 2021 season. So it's not even a question in my mind. The most important thing that needs to happen this offseason is improving the linebacker position. And their best shot at making that happen is through the draft. Do you know how long it's been since the Eagles took a linebacker in the first round? 43 years. It's been 43 years since Jerry Robinson was drafted 21st overall by the Eagles in 1979. Well, that needs to change this year because with the 15th pick of the 2022 draft, the Philadelphia Eagles should select Devin Lloyd, a 6'3", 230-pound linebacker out of Utah, who's an off-ball linebacker with speed, versatility, and range with run and hit ability. The fifth-year junior had 8 sacks and 4 picks last season, and he'll be ready to start in a pro defense on day 1. If you watch any of his games this year or even looked at his numbers, you'll see that his pass defense has greatly improved over the last year, and he can rush from the inside or the outside. Lloyd is a violent downhill player who is among the nation's leaders in tackles for losses, and this guy's definitely not a one-trick pony. After watching a lot of highlights and reading several scouting reports on him, he's the whole package. Not only is he excellent at shedding blockers and finding the football in the run game, you can keep him on the field on third down where he has proven to be efficient in the passing game. The Eagles have 3 first-round picks, and Lloyd should be there for the taking during their 15th or 16th pick. Don't screw it up, Howie. This past year, the Eagles proved that their 2021 pass rush D was a long way from their Super Bowl winning season in 2017, when they had the best D-line in the NFL. They finished 31st in the league in sacks with just 29, 11 of those coming from Hargrave and Cox. I see edge rusher as a priority, even if Derek Barnett, a free agent this offseason, returns to the team. The lack of pressure on the quarterback this year hurt the Eagles when it mattered most, especially when they went against good quarterbacks like Brady, Mahomes, Carr, and Prescott. With that being said, with the 16th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles better select Arnold Ebiketie, a 6'3", 250-pound edge rusher out of Penn State. Some of you may not remember this, but from 2004 to 2007, the Philadelphia Eagles had an edge rusher by the name of Javon Curse. They called him the Freak because of how long his wingspan was. This guy had such long arms. He was big, he was strong, he was fast, and we haven't seen an athlete quite like that from the Eagles. That's why I want Ebiketie. This is the Freak 2.0. His freakishly long frame, his strength, and his tremendous quickness gives Ebiketie one of the best speed to power moves in the nation and provides a nice advantage when prying open lanes. What I like most about Ebiketie is his execution beyond his physical traits, his character, his will, and his drive to be great. His path to becoming a top prospect was a much longer, harder path than most college athletes. Born in Yaoundé, Cameroon, Ebiketie made his way to the U.S., started at Richard Montgomery High School before transferring to Albert Einstein High as a sophomore. And despite his dominance in high school, Ebiketie went overlooked in the recruiting process. He signed with Temple as an unranked recruit and didn't take this chance for granted. He used it to improve each year. After redshirting in 2017 and playing sparingly in 2018 and 2019, all the hard work started to pay off in his 2020 season, racking up 42 tackles, 8.5 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, 3 forced fumbles in just 6 games. 6 games. He earned second-team All-AAC honors and an opportunity to play for Penn State in 2021. Just going from an unranked recruit to the AAC to the Big Ten is ridiculously impressive all by itself. But Ebiketie didn't work his butt off for all those years just to take part. He was there to take over.
I said it last year, we're not here just to take part, we're here to take over.
And that's exactly what he did. In his 12 games, the new Penn State defensive end dominated, racking up 62 tackles, 18 tackles for loss, 9.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and a pass deflection, distinguishing himself as one of the top edge rushers, not just in his conference, but in the entire 2022 NFL draft class. Two major areas for improvement are his balance and timing, but he's the kind of athlete who will never stop working until he perfects his game, so I'm not too concerned. With his combination of burst, length, and natural power, Ebiketie obviously has the physical traits to be great, but in my opinion, the thing that makes him go from an early to mid second rounder to a mid first rounder is something you can't learn. The amount of character it took for Ebiketie to overcome the challenges he faced in his young athletic career is very rare. But what impressed me the most wasn't his rise to the Big Ten. It was desire and passion he showed to not only get to the top, but smash through the ceiling and continue to climb. So, we have the 15th pick, we have the 16th pick. Now, for the third and final pick of the first round, I actually have two options. It all depends on what Howie does with the free agency market. If he can't land one of the top wideout free agents this offseason, then with the 19th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles should choose Chris Olave, a 6'1", 188-pound wide receiver out of the Ohio State. Yes, this will make back-to-back-to-back drafts that Philly went wideout in round 1, but because Howie Roseman is awful at his job, this is still an issue that needs to be fixed. Yes, Devonta Smith had a good rookie season and looks to be the real deal, but Hurts needs more help than just one capable wide receiver. Olave was a touchdown machine at Ohio State. He had 35 touchdowns in 4 seasons, and he's one of the best deep threats in his class. At 6'1", he can play inside or outside. I noticed he's a player who actually looks better and better when you watch all of his snaps in a game, because even if he didn't catch 10 passes, he was always open. Whether Jalen Hurts makes the correct read and finds him or not is a topic for a whole nother conversation. He uses intelligence just as much as he uses his physical attributes. Throughout his college career, he was asked to run technique-driven routes in high-leverage situations, and he was consistently able to do so. His intelligence makes him an advanced route runner who is polished at all 3 levels. And that's before you even get into the sort of athlete Olave is. Just after watching a few of his games this year, you can tell he consistently gets off the ball quickly at the snap. He uses his snap anticipation to his advantage to get past the defender at a faster speed than they're even expecting. And it's impressive how he wins the one-on-one and the two-on-one battles. He uses his body, his strength, and his balance to come down with the ball when you don't even think he has a chance. Oh yeah, and one thing we're not really used to here in Philly, Olave has great hands. Make the pick, Howie. Make the pick. Now, if we do happen to sign one or two of the top wideouts in free agency, then with the 19th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles should choose Andrew Booth, a 6', 200-pound cornerback out of Clemson. With their third selection in 5 picks, Philadelphia can shore up the secondary by pairing a first-team All-ACC selection with Darius Slay. Booth has everything an NFL defensive coordinator could want in a starting outside cornerback. Booth is the second freak-like, long-armed athlete I've mentioned in this video. He consistently plays with good positioning, especially when running downfield, and is very successful at doing something most NFL DBs still fail to do on a regular basis. He gets his head around to play the ball. Many NFL scouts believe Booth excels in his ability to remain calm and minimize mistakes when faced with high-pressure situations. Booth doesn't panic with the ball in the air. On top of that, he possesses the ball skills to attack the ball or time the play at the hands of the receiver. He shows good aggression in the run game, which the Eagles have lacked since the days of Lito Shepherd and Sheldon Brown, and he uses his physicality to not only shadow blockers, but attack them. If we want to get back to the days of Philly-style, Jim Johnson-esque smash-mouth defense, who instilled fear into every offensive opponent, then I think drafting Andrew Booth with the 19th pick is the first step in doing so. Well, there you have it. That's my exclusive first-round mock draft for the Eagles. I think these guys will make an impact right away. I did my homework, I watched a lot of film, and I really liked all 4 of these guys. So let me know if you agree or disagree with my list, and if you'd like to see them draft anybody coming out of college that you actually like more than any of these guys or all of these guys. Thanks for watching. If you could, like and subscribe this video. It's a huge help for us. I'll see you next time. Until then, go Birds.